Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this live interactive session with me, Martin Victor, your IELTS tutor with my IELTS tutor. So today we're going to talk about speaking, of course, and I'm going to talk about one section of speaking that doesn't get, I think, a lot of attention in terms of what we need to talk about and such. So I want to talk about that section. In the meantime, myself, my name is Martin. I'm an IELTS tutor. I've been teaching IELTS, TOEFL, spoken English, and interview preparation for over 8 years. I've been doing this ever since I moved to India many years ago. And I've literally helped hundreds of students achieve their goals in those areas that I teach. And I'm here to help you achieve your goals with IELTS as well, particularly IELTS speaking. And between myself and all the other tutors with my IELTS tutor, we have literally helped thousands of students achieve their goals and achieving top band scores in IELTS. And my IELTS tutor is the premium, and I really say the premium online tutorial service for IELTS. And the reason why I say this is because we offer you something that's unique than a brick and mortar institute where you go in and you sit in with a room full of students. We provide you more individualized attention where we have more one-to-one sessions than, say, a regular classroom does, regular IELTS Institute does. We also offer smaller group sessions where we have 2 to 3, maybe 4 people in the group online. And we keep it to that because, first of all, it's easier to manage, but we're ensuring that we make sure that all our students get the attention they need and the attention they deserve. And so that's what really makes my IELTS tutor unique among other services. So now today, we have 3 people joining us. Hopefully we'll have more. Hello, to those people who have joined, please feel free to say hello. It's nice to see you. You can say hello, and so I know who you are, and hopefully we'll get more people joining us. Now, today, like I said, I'm going to be talking about speaking, but one aspect of speaking that I think really deserves a lot more attention than it really gets. A lot of times people are more focused on the cue card, especially that, because that seems to be the hardest part of speaking. How do you answer the cue card? But you see, the next section for speaking can be a bit difficult too. Hello, Ruchika, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. So now I'm going to be talking about part 3 here, okay? This is the part after you have the cue card, okay? So part 3, it's the one where I think where you do most of your advanced speaking. And I'll explain that. You do a lot of more advanced speaking. So hello, Bhavanpreet. Nice to see you both. Oh, we got a couple more people here. Please feel free to say hello. All the best, Ruchika. Her speaking exam is tomorrow, so all the best. For review, you can watch the videos here at my IELTS tutor on YouTube. Yes, watch them for review, for information about all aspects of speaking. Watch my videos here on YouTube. Make sure you follow us here on YouTube and follow us on Instagram as well. I do have speaking videos there, but we also have videos from our other tutors as well there for the other subjects. Now, okay, so now let's move on to to part 3. So now part 3 are the follow-up questions. And I think these are maybe a little bit harder because they're primarily they're no longer about you, okay? They're no longer about you. The cue card is primarily about you and your experience. The general questions are primarily about you and your experience. But here, you have to think in broader terms. You have to think more abstractly. So that's what the follow-up questions are. So it's about 4 to 5 minutes long. You have 6 to 7 questions. And the nature of the questions, as you probably know, some of you might know, some of you might not know, but the topic for the follow-up questions are based on the cue card, but they're, like I said, they're more abstract in general. And the purpose for asking you these more abstract questions is to test your ability to communicate at a much higher level of English. So they're testing you to express yourself and to think rather beyond yourself, your experience and such, to talk about hypothetical situations, for instance, and to give examples on that. So, hello. Bob and Preet, am I providing you an online class? Well, to answer your question, this is kind of like an online class what I'm doing right now. I'm talking about part 3, but if you want more information about IELTS, my IELTS tutor and the services we do make sure that you click on the button below, and one of our representatives will provide information for you. And yes, I am one of the tutors for my IELTS tutor. So, all right, let's continue. Now, as I said, follow-up questions are 4 to 5 minutes long, 6 to 7 questions. They're based on the topic of the cue card, but more abstract in nature. And again, their purpose is to test your ability to communicate at a much higher level of English. Okay, now, moving on. Now, the importance of part 3. This is your chance to show off how flexible your use of English is. And sorry about that type mistake. It's supposed to be show off, not sew off, but it's your chance to show off how flexible your use of English is, especially in terms of vocabulary, because here you're talking, as I said, you're talking about more abstract ideas, and those require generally a higher vocabulary. You're also expected to discuss a topic in detail and in depth. Okay, again, and this is more an abstract idea. So, and then the topic you talk about is unlike the cue card and the general questions. Like I said, they're no longer about you. They're more concerned with abstract ideas. Okay, so that's the importance of part 3. Now, there's general guidelines for follow-up questions. Now, first of all, a good time for a good response is somewhere between 30 and 40 seconds. It's not as long as a cue card, but it's definitely much longer than a general question. And so the length in terms of sentences is 4 to 8 sentences, okay? I mean, 5 to 8 sentences. It could be a little bit shorter. It could be, but it shouldn't be any longer than 8 sentences. You don't want to have too short of a response. It should be reasonably well developed, but not to the point of a cue card. Okay, so somewhere around 30 to 40 seconds, 5 to 8 sentences. Okay, now the important tip about follow-up questions is just like general questions, there are no right or wrong answers. Relevancy matters. I mean, a lot of times students ask me, how should I answer this question? They're asking that as if there's a right answer and wrong answer. There's no right, there's no wrong answer. the answers must be about the topic, but you're tested on how clearly you speak, your grammar and vocabulary ability, your ability to speak at length, and how well you can stay relevant. That means to the topic. So again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's how well you can express your ideas, how well you can develop your ideas, and how well you can stay on topic. Okay? So that's the tip for follow-up questions. Now, here are some examples of a follow-up question. We have a cue card, and then we have some follow-up questions. So describe a person who helps others in his or her time. So you could get these type of follow-up questions. Do people help others more than they did in the past? So you would have to answer these questions and then, at length and such. So another one could be, who should teach children to help others, parents or teachers? And you can see the other two questions are based on the same idea, helping others. And so those are how the follow-up questions kind of progress. And you'll get 5 to 6, okay? I mean 6 to 7, I'm sorry. Now, so let's look at example for helping others. You could be asked to discuss importance of helping others. Why is it important to help others? And so you would have to explain why. What are the benefits of volunteering? Or what's the importance of cooperation? What motivates people to help others? And then who should teach children how to help others? So again, those are kind of example, topics that questions can be based on, that would be based on helping others. So now, the thing here is for answering the the follow-up questions, is to be prepared and pay attention to what you say. Most questions are scripted, meaning that the examiner knows exactly what he's going to ask you. However, the examiner may likely ask you questions based on what you say. And and I do this when I work with my students too, especially when they say something that just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound very clear. I may not understand what they're trying to say. So, but they will, and also you may give an answer that what the examiner might think could be a memorized answer. And the examiners are trained to identify memorized answers. And so what they'll do is they'll ask you another question, and that's to test your ability for English further. Or they may want you to clarify your answer, meaning make it much more clear so it can be understood. Okay? So be prepared and pay attention to what you say. All right. Now, there's key points about part 3. First of all, you still need, just like the cue card, you still need to talk at length, but not as long as the cue card. Remember, 30 to 40 seconds. You do need to give long answers which are fairly developed. So essentially, you may need to do all of the following here. One, and some of these are basically essential. First of all, giving your opinion about the question is essential. You do need to give your own idea about it. And then you need to explain your opinion. You may need to give an example, and giving examples is a good way of extending your answers, okay? And you do need to give extended answers. So giving examples can do it. You can also make comparisons too. Comparing two different things, and that can help extend your answer. You can also discuss alternatives to the answer, and that's another way of extending your answers. But so these are the things that you may need to do. Certainly giving your opinion, explaining your opinion are the two things that you generally should do, which I really recommend that you do each time. But giving an example may help you extend your answer. you may need to make a comparison. That might be the choice to go, depending on the question, or discussing an alternative, or a combination of those. Okay, so that's what you may need to do for answering. Now, just like the cue card, you should have a structure. And I talked about structure for the cue card, and I think in my second video. I think in my second video, may have been my first, but go check those. Go watch those videos if you haven't. If you have and you don't remember, go watch them again. Okay. But a structure is important for the follow-up questions. The reason why is they provide a good path to develop your response, and your response should be fairly well developed. Also, it makes it easier for you and the listener to follow. Okay, when you have a structure, you know exactly what you're going to say first. Then the next thing you know what you're going to say. The third thing you'll know what to say, and finally you can finish with the fourth or fifth thing. However it goes. So I have a suggested structure here. First, give your opinion. Then you want to explain your opinion using relevant details. And you want to be detailed. The more detailed you are, the more you're going to be understood. Then give an example. And then maybe discuss the alternative or consequence. Well, what could happen if you don't teach children how to help others, for example? So this is a suggested structure. I think it will work well for you, and practice this. And the more you practice these and you develop a good structure, you're developing your brain how to think when it comes time for the test, when it comes time to answering these questions. Okay. Now, tips for answering follow-up questions. You want to answer the question directly. You don't want to start with a general or introductory statement. You just want to go straight to the topic, go straight to it. You want to maintain your structure, and then you want to stay focused and pay attention, okay? Pay attention to what you say and be focused, okay? So that's what I suggest for answering a follow-up question. Now, I want to give you an example of how to answer some follow-up questions. Do people help others more than they did in the past? So now how I'm going to answer this, hopefully the dog in the background won't distract me. So, okay, so do people help others more than they did in the past? I don't know if they really do or not. I think people help each other when they get a chance to do so. For instance, whenever someone asks me for assistance, I usually go out of my way and provide the assistance if I'm able to. It might be that people have given more help in the past because, particularly before people were living in cities or living in excuse me, I need to back up. I'm losing track. Let me try this again. Do people help others more than they did in the past? You could say something like, I'm not sure if that's truly the case, because I think people in the past, because when people were living in more closer knit communities than say in modern cities, people had more time in their hands. And so they were able to help others more so because people live in such a fast-paced world, having to commute to work, go out and do the shopping, take care of their homes and such. I think there's less time that people can spend in helping others. This doesn't mean that people don't go out of their way to help others. I think it's more I think there's lesser opportunities nowadays to go out and help others. Now, who should teach children to help others, parents or teachers? I think both are responsible to help to teach this. Parents, first of all, are the primary teachers, I think, for teaching children how to be helpful. This is because parents teach social skills to their children. Children watch their parents and how they interact with other people, and they learn how to be helpful because they watch their parents, and their parents are the ones who predominantly will encourage this type of behavior. Teachers start at a later time, but I also think they are important to help children in this regard. This is because teachers have to get their students to work with each other and work in teams, and so this is why I think both are important for teaching others. Okay. Hello, Himanshi. So, okay, now let me try the last one. In what type of jobs are people more likely to help others? I think there's a lot of different careers where people help provide assistance to others. Surely every career in the medical field is designed to help others by providing healing and comfort, from nurses and doctors to aides to lab personnel. All of these people are there to help others heal and recuperate from illness. Firefighters and police officers are other careers that help people. Firefighters protect others by putting out fires, rescuing people. The police help others by preventing crime and patrolling crime and catching criminals. And so I think there's a lot of many other jobs where people help others. Okay, so those are to give you some ideas. Those are sample answers to give you ideas of how to answer these questions. But, what I wanted to show you was how to go straight to the answer. A lot of times students either repeat the question or they give a general statement or introductory sentence before that. You want to go straight to the answer. I want to try to show you how to develop a structure as well. So in answering these questions. So that is how to answer. Those are some example answers for follow-up questions. Now, that's pretty much it for our for this live session. I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Himanshu. Thank you, Bhavanpreet. I hope I was able to answer your question, Bhavanpreet. Thank you, Rishika. Thank you, everyone else, for being here. I really appreciate it. It's always great to be here with you guys, sharing this knowledge and encouraging you to do well in IELTS and giving you the tips to succeed in IELTS. And so, again, I want to thank you guys. If you want to know more about IELTS and what my IELTS tutor offers in terms of the services we provide, click on the button below. One of our representatives will get in touch with you as soon as possible. Do follow us here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We're even on LinkedIn as well. So follow us on LinkedIn too. Now, I want to talk a little bit about my IELTS tutor, what we are. Like I said, we are the premium live training. Okay. And these are some of the features, things that we offer our students. We offer writing detailed analysis and feedback, live reading discussions, one-to-one speaking, ebooks and PDFs, grammar ebooks, Band 9 essay banks, Proven tips and strategy live sessions. This is one of those. And I'm here at pretty much every Wednesday at 5 o'clock here on YouTube. So be sure to join me. We have vocabulary building tools and for access to daily idea generation for speaking and writing, one-to-one speaking feedback and analysis, understanding the criteria for scoring. We have complete mock tests with detailed analysis and in-class discussions. We have 8-band reading strategy for improving accuracy. And one of the most important things that really makes us stand out is we have a customized study plan that's designed specifically for you and your needs. And I believe that's what sets us apart from any other institute. Okay, now these are the people behind, these are the main tutors with my IELTS tutor, myself, Nana, and Ms. Amita. We've been together, we have around 30 years of experience teaching IELTS. And so we're here to serve you. And here's some of our most recent results from our students. And what we do is when we take in a new student, we always ask what type of score they want to achieve. And then we do everything we can in our power to help the student, to help you achieve that goal. And so this means that we're committed to helping you score as high as you can. And so we take that commitment seriously. And what this means is your bands are our responsibility. That's right. Your bands are our responsibility. So that's it for today. I really want to thank you guys for joining. Again, if you want to know more about my IELTS tutor and IELTS, do click on the button below. Someone will get back in touch with you. Do follow us here on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. And I'll see you guys next week. You guys take care. Bye for now. Okay. Oh,